I'm Dr. Don Trahan, truly honored to be here at Germanna Community College to facilitate what I call an experiential style of learning using privilege as the backdrop so that we can understand and develop an awareness of how we show up. The reason that's so vital is that so many different layers of privilege exist. And if we don't think about it, we may be limited thinking that we're talking about elements such as race or cultural factors such as ethnicity. And yet there are so many different layers of privilege. And so when you're able to develop a sensitivity to listening to understand people's experience, or as I always frame it, the human experience, you're able to better understand how people show up in many different walks of life or a variety of different contexts so that we don't unintentionally exclude someone's experience, so that when we interact and engage, we can be sensitive to what that looks like in everyone's day-to-day lives. You're going to see different people walking up and or walking back associated with the question that was asked. The reason that's important, certain questions that would be deemed as perhaps less fortunate would require someone to step back. On the other side of that, those questions that maybe more aligned with privilege would allow someone to step forward. And the objective is to start to see the landscape of the human experience divide. The reason that that's so vital is that as you're understanding that, you quickly see that while there may be some similarities in people's experiences, there are some things that they didn't do anything, it's just what they inherited that caused them to move forward. And then that divide continues to get wider and wider based on someone's individual experience. There's no limit to who may be impacted by anything. So that's what people are going to see. They're going to see people moving and responding, perhaps even some facial expressions to certain questions, because it calls into reality someone's lived experience. Some questions may not elicit a response that someone may expect, and yet you start to see certain people move up, and at the same time you see people moving back. So it creates a level of awareness. That's what we're going to see.